Welcome back to Crystal Clear on the Roundtable. I'm your host, Oshrik Vox, and this is going to be a little quick, unscripted theory. We currently are at New York Comic Con, so we're trying to make these videos pretty fast since we are really busy. In fact, if it wasn't for that, you would have had this video right after the panel. But on the bright side, we got to collab with Michaela Deeds, voice of Amethyst. Not only will she be a guest on the Roundtable podcast, but you can expect videos from Rose's Universe and Slice of Otaku featuring her too. It was such an honor and a blast to work with her. Anyways, let's talk about the New York Comic Con clip. It was the opening scene to the episode Dewey Wins, which has the description, Steven helps Mayor Dewey run a difficult campaign. Now, if you recall, this episode was supposed to air in Southeast Asia, and for some reason, that just didn't happen. The episode Off Colors aired instead, but now we know, not only is it a real episode, but the next episode isn't reunited, it's this one. The opening clip picked off from Lars's head. And I'm not too happy they kind of just glossed over the fact Steven reunited with everybody. There is no emotional reunion, but I understand they want to move the story along, and this is only going to be an 11-minute episode, which makes me believe this feeds into my theory of Season 5 being the most depressing. I don't think this is going to end on an upbeat note. I think this entire episode is going to have this weird, sad vibe to it, as I said before. Coupled with Rebecca Sugar's comments during the panel, it does sound like that theory is the reality. After all, she said nothing can be the same, and it kind of shows with Connie's attitude in this clip. She's upset with Steven for just turning himself in and going to Homeworld. And even though we know they're going to be buddy-buddy again by Lars of the Stars, it's an issue now. If you recall the San Diego Comic-Con trailer, Steven's seen putting up a missing Lion poster, and he looks very upset and defeated. And a lot of people are wondering, how does Lion go missing? Where does he go? Why is it such a big deal now? Because Lion's prone to just wandering off, doing his own thing, so for Steven to put up a missing poster, he must have been gone for days, maybe even weeks. And I believe this clip is the catalyst to Lion running away. That's right, I don't believe he was kidnapped or something terrible happened to him. I think he's leaving because he just can't handle being around Steven right now. Keep in mind, from Lion's perspective, he wasn't even there when Topaz and Aquamarine took Steven to Homeworld. He likely had to find out through hearing the gems and Connie talk about it inside the temple, which was probably very upsetting to hear, that he may never see Steven again. And it explains why he was so uncaring in Lars's head. Steven jumps out and Lion is shocked, but once Steven realized what happened to Lion, that Lion was, well, a normal lion, Steven attempts to sympathize with him, but Lion just bows his head like, keep it moving, come on, no time to mess around. And now in this clip, we see that Lion is basically on Connie's side. Steven sends Lion off to take Connie home, and it feels as if this wasn't a first time thing, that they've been doing this for a while. So Lion could be as close to Connie as he is to Steven at this point. When Connie's upset, Steven doesn't really get it. He's here, everything should be fine, but things aren't fine. Connie is very upset with Steven. She's disappointed, she's heartbroken, and I believe Lion is too. After all, when Connie's like, let's go, Lion, Lion gives Steven the side eye. He's not happy with him. So I believe after Lion takes Connie home, he doesn't come back, which leads to Steven putting up that missing Lion poster. Lion is a very intelligent character. He's obviously not your typical Lion. I think he won't return until Steven reconciles with everybody. He has to understand that despite believing he was doing the right thing in the moment, he hurt a lot of people. He wasn't saving them. That's the conversation he has to have not just with Connie, but Garnet, Amethyst, Pearl, and Greg. And we already know Lapis' reaction won't be too keen, so I don't see Peridot being all smiles either. It's a very stressful situation that can't just be swept under the rug. Steven approached it like, yeah, it was so cool, but he wasn't acting like that when he was on Homeworld. He was scared, and now he has to face the fact that everyone else is scared too. Not for the gems, not for the Beast City citizens, and especially not for Steven. But as always, these are just my thoughts, and I love to hear yours. So please drop them in the comments. Why do you believe Lion goes missing? Do you agree with our theory? Let's get a discussion going. And if you want the discussion going beyond the comments, you can follow and tweet to us at Roundtable Vids, or me at Oshrik Vox. If you want to be more social, you can join our official Discord server, or download our Amino app for iOS and Android. And if you want to support us, consider pledging $1 on Patreon. It really helps us out. Links to everything in the description. If you enjoyed this video, please sort of like, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, it really helps us out. Be sure to hit the bell for notifications so you never miss a Steven Universe video from the Roundtable. I hope you have a beautiful day, and Oshrik Vox, signing out.